Worship is dangerous. Greetings, friends and brethren. Paul Mays with you. I am a Christian, added by Jesus to that one church you can read about in the Bible. It's not a denomination. You know, worship is a very dangerous thing that we participate in if we worship God. God is a spirit, and those that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. One of the ways that worship can be dangerous for us, it's a privilege to worship God, by the way. It is. What a merciful God we serve, that He loved us enough to say, here, worship me, and this is how I want you to do it. And He laid out His avenues of worship where we can reach out to Him, a kiss towards worshiping Him. God is merciful enough to tell us what He expects. What a merciful God we serve, right? So, worship needs to be by His authority, the way He wants us to. And if we don't do it that way, it is dangerous. An example of how it's dangerous is the avenue of worship that is the Lord's Supper. If we eat and drink in an unworthy manner, that is not discerning His death, we eat and drink damnation to ourselves. If that's not sobering, I don't know what is. That's scary. I don't want to eat and drink damnation to myself. So the Lord's Supper is one avenue of worship, one way that we can worship the Lord, where if we don't do it right, if we don't think about Jesus, if we don't think about the suffering He went through as He hung there on the cross, nailed to the cross, suffering for hours, tortured to death, if we don't think about that purposefully, we eat and drink damnation to ourselves. So that's one way. That's sobering. But another way that we can worship and it be detrimental to us rather than a blessing is if we sing what we don't mean. Do you mean what you're singing, Christian? I submit that in the same way that not purposefully thinking about the way we worship in the Lord's Supper, if we don't think about what we're singing, it becomes vain. It's worthless. It doesn't do what it's intended to accomplish, which is deliver acceptable worship to the Creator, to whom all glory is due. So do you mean it when you're singing? Further, what if you want to mean it, but you can't? I submit this song as evidence. I want to be a worker for the Lord. Please consider the lyrics.
I want to be a worker for the Lord. I want to love and trust His holy word. I want to sing and pray and be busy every day in the vineyard of the Lord. I will work and pray, I will pray in the vineyard of the Lord. I will work, I will pray, I will labor every day in the vineyard of the Lord.
So do you mean it? Do you want to be a worker for the Lord? Because the lyrics are much deeper than that. Do you want to love and trust His holy word? The word that commands us to go seek the lost actively. Do you want to sing and pray? Oh, that's easy. Do you want to be busy every day? Because that's what you sing when you sing that. Do you mean it? Do you want to be busy every day in the kingdom of the Lord? Working that vineyard? Working those fields? Trying to seek the lost actively and get them into the one church of the Bible, the one blood-bought church of Jesus Christ? Are you trying? Are you trying to actively seek out those that are in the denominations who are in your family? Do you love them? I submit that if you are not working in the fields, you don't love them. And I submit that if you sing that song without working for Jesus every day, that is dangerous. Please consider this carefully and honestly with me. Now, you know what I don't want you to do? I don't want you to stop singing that song. I don't. Instead, I want you to work the fields every day so you can sing that song like you mean it, so that you can teach an actual truth when you sing that song. I love you. Please consider this carefully. I'm Paul Mays. I'm your Christian servant.